Okay, it's pretty early in the morning here, and this is like day 4, I think, on the motorhome here, and I realized that I have lost the ownership for this motorhome. So we're gonna go to Service Ontario, see if we can sort that out. But of course, this is the era of COVID, and sort of wondering what I'm getting myself into here. So I'm going extra early to try and make sure I get a spot in line. I was in that area the other day, and there was a huge lineup, so gonna go over there nice and early and bring my phone with me, try and do some business stuff maybe while I'm over there. All right, so we're on our way to the vehicle licensing center this morning. I have lost the ownership for my RV. I have no idea where it went. I've looked all over, and so I was actually really upset about that for a little while, because I thought that was going to be a bigger problem than it probably is. But I'm on my way to the Service Ontario to see if I can get that replaced. I've looked it up online. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, but I'm just worried that, you know, worried that something weird is going to happen here. The vehicle's already it's already registered in my name. I paid the taxes on it and everything. I just never put it on the road, so I'm hoping that it didn't disappear out of their system, or I'm just hoping things go smoothly. I've got the VIN number. So anyways, it's a busy day today. I am doing this and then doing as much work as I can on my RV. We're heading in super early because apparently there's a big lineup now at this Service Ontario, understandably. And then I got to go pick up some parts here, and then I'm working all day cleaning houses with Jayla. That's one of the things that I had to pick up over the pandemic, just because, you know, obviously myself being self-employed, I'm a full-time musician. As a full-time musician, this type of a situation here has completely gutted my profession, my industry. You know, I went from playing 4 or 5 times per week, sometimes multiple gigs in one day, and now I'm down to just, you know, 1 gig every 2 weeks, you know, so can't live off that. And of course my production company is put on hold as well. So the pandemic seems to have been really beneficial business-wise for some industries, and crippling for others. My brother, for example, is a doctor in the United States, and he's doing really well right now with he's actually he's actually one of the top people in the world for control theory, which is a discipline of computer science that has to do with modeling scenarios. You know, you could apply it to so many different things, you know. So a lot to do with you know, a big application of that is any kind of robotics. But for example, you know, it all has to do with systems and controlling systems. So if I could give you a quick example, Elon Musk's rockets that land themselves on, you know, the launch pad, there's a high degree of control theory involved in just that landing. You know, balancing the forces and dynamic changes in wind and all that kind of stuff. And the so that's what he's doing. Right now he's got some funding from the government to do modeling for the coronavirus. So for him, he's doing pretty well. For me, it's not so much. But anyways, it'll all work out in the end. All right, boys, girls, here we are. All right, well, so this is going really well. So I put clamps on that heat riser. So apparently there is an exhaust leak in here somewhere, and I think it's probably right here. It's a neighbor collects tractors here. He just likes to drive up and down the road in his tractor, which is kind of cool. He also owns a Mustang and a few other cool things. He's got a little camper too. GoPro, stop recording. I actually forgot to put on a little piece here, so I'm removing these brake pads again. This is the little piece that I didn't put on. Just a small little piece of hardware, but I've been told by my mechanic that it's sort of crucial. So we will get that on. Okay. Comes out nice and easy when she's all fresh and clean. Okay, now I got the oh, so I gotta remember I got the brake hose attached there now. You know what though, I can take that off because there's no brake fluid in it. Anyways, so what is that? So still have to figure out why there's no brake fluid in here, but we will get to the bottom of that for sure. I tightened this on pretty good, so I have not replaced the copper washer, so I'm hoping that I'm not creating a leak possibility here, but I think they should be good. They can crush down a variety of ways, I would imagine. Okay, so that's that removed, and get the caliper off. Oh, everything comes off so nicely, and she's all fresh. The other side definitely will not be like that. So I see there's a spring here. I would imagine that this goes, that makes sense. Imagine that this goes like that. stirred back together. Oh fuck. Is that the way that goes? Having a real hard time with this grease gun. You never get these grease guns to work properly. And these chassis parts right here. Not sure what the deal is here, but they seem pretty difficult to grease. I don't know if it's just my gun or... Let's try this guy. Okay, here we're gonna remove the hub off this P30 and attempt to we're gonna attempt to clean this up. Don't want to spend too much on this old girl, so let's get in there. Looks as though that rotor could potentially be saved. Let's get the dust cap off first. Okay. Grease is kind of hard. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, let's get some needle nose. These picks here are just the most useful thing I find. So, I'm gonna try and be gentle with this cotter pin. Okay, so has the cotter pin removed. I am going to straighten that out. Cotter pin's there. I'll put that in the dust cap. Now, there's this is loose. Okay. That's quite it's hard to tell where to put these bearings, but I'm going to try and remember. 5 millimeters. Okay, So remove the castle nut. Get this flat washer out. Ah, got some rust in there. Probably a good thing that we're taking this out. USA. Timcano. Okay. Oh, there we go. Bearing's got some rust on her. Gonna hit that with the bearing packer. Glad we're taking this apart. That probably wouldn't have lasted too much longer. Seem to be spinning a little too freely, like a bearing that wasn't greased. I think we can salvage that guy there. Timcano. Okay, all right. So now we can take the hub off. She's fairly heavy. Okay. All right, there we go. I'm gonna hit this with a wire brush. I wonder how these bearings are in here. There is a little bit of rust in there. A little bit of moisture did get in there. But we'll repack that. What we're gonna do now is remove the I believe those, not sure how big these bolts are, but I'll remove the dust cover. Get going at all this stuff with the wire brush there. Clean this all up in here. I'm just going to, because this is all just nasty, I'm gonna put some paper towel down in there. Just to keep any debris from getting inside. Yeah. We'll do that on the other side too. That on this side as well, just to make sure this side doesn't get messed up. Don't want stuff going in there. Right, okay, now let's take the rotor take the rotor. Take the rotor off the hub. Using an electric impact driver, I've come to like this quite a lot. It's got a lot of power and I don't have to hook up a compressor, so. This can't be easy to zip out, so. Yeah, okay, last one. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Beat that off with a hammer, I think. I don't want to hit it too hard. There we go. P30 hub and a rotor. Okay, so now I'm going to get into cleaning these up with the wire brush. You see they're pretty crusty, a little dirty. So we'll get into doing that. Okay, I started cleaning up this rotor, sorry. I'm hoping a lot of that, it's like a lot of like pitting and stuff on this. I'm hoping that's okay. We're trying to do this on a budget, folks, so God. Okay. Just took about 10 years off my life right there, breathing in all that brake dust. Wonder this side's not as good as the other side. Alright, it's the 15/16 driver, and we'll zip these in. I'm just gonna do it in not gonna tighten them up too much just yet, but go around and torque these down. Okay, that's that. All right, so that's our hub all put back together. Now, what we'll do now is we grease up these bearings. All right, so now we got the hub all back together. I'm gonna get in here. We're going to take this dust plate off, and I want to clean up this knuckle. I'm gonna go with the wire brush here and clean everything up. Also got some rust on that spindle, so get this guy off. Put the rubber seal on the back. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the wire brush to her and clean her all up here. And then, ooh, boot from that ball joint's kind of skewed. Hope that ball joint's okay. I really don't want to replace that. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the wire brush, start cleaning this stuff up. Grease all the grease joints. All that good stuff. Grease out all the chassis parts, steering parts. Clean up that knuckle. Just give her a general spruce up there. Alright, this dust shield's all cleaned up. I'll show you what this side looks like. I'm going to show you what the other side looks like. This side almost looks half decent. All the grease joints, or all the grease fittings are greased up. I got this looks looks like something that might pass as safety as opposed to just a wreck. So that's what I want the other side to look like too. This could be totally stupid, but I don't care. It makes me feel better. Definitely this makes a difference. Hey man, what's going on? Not too much. Oh, god damn it. That's not nice. That's not nice. Ain't fun. It's not the fun. Fuck, I hate doing that. Alright, got the air conditioner on here. beautiful day, using this opportunity to get another good day on my motorhome here, and I've been making some great progress, and so I've got the dash all back together. I fixed the defroster, I fixed all the wiring, figured that all out, and I've just been working away, but starting to look like a motorhome. There you have a fully reassembled cockpit. I don't know if I made videos of it all disassembled, but essentially what was going on, I still have to make some repairs down here, but what was going on is that this defroster control was broken and sticking in the cable. It's still not the smoothest, but it functions, and there was a bunch of other problems in there. I fixed everything up, mounted a windshield wiper button here for the fluid, and one of the things that was stumping me, of course, is my generator remote start switch. I just could not figure out the wiring for that, so I did some research and figured it all out, and so yeah, it's starting to look like a motorhome, feel like a motorhome. And I also installed these two defroster fans up top, and they both work, wired them up so that they work perfectly with, you know, the driver controls. So just have to clean up down here, fix the ductwork down there, and a few other little wiring things, but nothing major. And outside, been doing some good work out here as well. I just finished, took the battery, or the chassis cable there that connects the engine. I took that all apart, and in here I'm just working on the back battery hookups. I made this nice tie down for the battery. I made this cable. I spruced up this here, and it's this Atwood Air. This was really hard to figure out, but figured out the whole climate control system, and that was interesting, figuring out this is a vacuum line, a vacuum accumulator. Just takes vacuum off the engine to work the climate control system. I understand why they don't just do that electrically, but hey, you know, if they want to use the manifold vacuum, then so be it. Did other things like cleaning up the chassis connection points, and yeah, already drop another couple of deep cycles in here and have a fully functioning coach. I'm just going to quickly bleed. I didn't have the proper one-man brake bleeder kit, so I got this one. I used to own this one way back when, but I've lost it, so I'm glad to buy another one. So I'm going to redo the bleeding of the brakes, and then what we're going to do after I've done that, there's a few other little things I'm going to do here. I'm going to put the wheels back on. Oh, sorry. Some things under here that I have to do before I put the wheels on. So some rotting here. I'm going to put foam, cut these bolts. I'm going to put foam all in here, and all down here. Just going to clean that up a little bit. The other side's okay, but yeah, coming along. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, I'll check back with you later. Alright, I'm just bleeding these brakes here on this P30 motorhome. A couple of crucial things that I never really understood about bleeding brakes that I do now is that this tube that goes into the bottle, whatever, needs to be pointing upwards. And you see I've got a pretty straight run happening here. If there's any air bubbles that come out of here, they will rise to the top, the fluid will come back down, and so that they don't get sucked back down into the caliper. The other thing is that there's a tube in here that goes down to the bottom of the bottle, and that's important too, so that you know, as the fluid goes in there, you're not just you know, once the bottle fills up, you're not sucking air back in to the tube. So there's two crucial things there. This pointing upwards and a tube coming down to the very bottom of the bottle. And that should ensure that you can sit inside the vehicle, pump the brake without having to sort of tighten, loosen and tighten this nut here. Otherwise, you do need some kind of a check valve thing here. If you're doing this with two people and you don't have this particular setup, what you need to do is open and close the valve so that when you let your foot off the brake pedal, you close this so that it doesn't suck any air back in. So anyways, it's just a little quick tip there, and we'll see you soon. Right, pretty cool moment here. Wheel on. It's making that, it's rubbing on the rotor. The rotor's not perfectly straight. It's as straight as it's gonna get now, but anyways, I filled the tire to 100 psi. It's really actually quite difficult getting these tires on just because they're so heavy. I'm not really strong enough to lift it, so I'm kind of like on the ground like this with my feet and lifting it with my feet while lifting it up like that. That works. And I haven't really torqued the lugs yet, but pretty excited. It's exciting. Ooh, a little cap thing. Okay, well, I'll take that off. Any words? Uh-oh. What did I do to the... Okay. Anyways. This is fun stuff. I like doing this kind of stuff. Totally not necessary, but I deserve it. Anyways, all of these wheel simulators go on in slightly different ways. This one I've discovered. How does this one go on? Goes on like so. Then you have two little things that line it up. Okay. And then just two lug nuts actually hold it on. All right. Cool. Yeah, looks great. That's awesome. Well, super excited. It's exciting. I don't know why. I'm just imagining this thing rolling down the road and me behind the wheel. It's kind of a lifelong dream. It was once crushed. So maybe, I don't know, 7 years ago. Now looking like it could come true at some point. All right. These tires, you gotta be careful with these guys. 110 psi. We got 65 roughly. Kind of nerve-wracking. Expensive tires. Luckily, they're in really good shape. And yeah, it's just a heavy vehicle, so gotta make sure these tires are. All right, we're into the back now. Put these back tires off. This is fairly interesting. I've never done this before. And see what we got here. It's the P30 back end, and I have really no clue as to how that hubs comes off, or that back rotor, how that's connected on. But I'm gonna do some research on the internet now. Brake pads actually look half decent on this, and caliper seems to be compressed okay, so everything's rusty, but everything appears to be functional. So I'll pause the video here, do a little research here.